Warmly welcome one and all. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shilpa Nanani, and let me take the pleasure of extending a welcome to you all on behalf of Hyderabad Realtors Association. HRA is the representative association for all top professional realtors of Hyderabad. HRA is nationally a part of the National Association of Realtors India and internationally associated with National Association of Realtors USA. The erstwhile Andhra Pradesh Realtors Association APRA will today take a new form as Hyderabad Realtors Association, and we are extremely glad that all of us
being brand Hyderabad. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vijay Sarthi, for throwing light on brand Hyderabad, which in itself is a big identity and, of course, has a bright future ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely privileged and honored to have with us today our chief guest, Mr. K. Pradeep Chandra, IAS, Special Chief Secretary to Government for Industry, Commerce, Mines, and Commissioner for Industrial Promotion, Government of Telangana. I'd request him to kindly join us on stage while I request Mr. Vijay Sarthi to accompany him, while we request him to unveil the all-new logo of the Realtors Association. Can we please welcome him on stage, ladies and gentlemen? So as we push the panel, I'll request the audience to join at the count of three. 3, 2, 1, and here we launch, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to draw your attention onto the screen for a small audio visual giving us a brief description about the all-new Hyderabad Realtors Association. Can we have the AV, please? God, what can we say? With a committee of inspiring individuals, I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, Hyderabad.
As you might all be knowing, sir, I just want to take your attention on this. Today, real estate brokerage business is the largest employment generator in India, probably none but second after the agriculture. That is the kind of scope this real estate industry allows us to give. The total GDP of India, which is real estate, is the biggest revenue earner for the government of India. Hyderabad being turned into Telangana, I see a lot of opportunities here. Even I had requested our President Vijay, because all of us are traveling from various cities assembled here, I wanted Vijay to take us to a city tour just to explore what are the opportunities available in branding Hyderabad, so that all of you can go back to your states, cities, and probably work on branding Hyderabad and selling Hyderabad. With these words, friends, I will not take much of your time. You have so many speakers, listeners, so I thank you very much, and I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, friends.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bagra. One of the key points that you mentioned about ethical practices and good governance, I'm sure these are the key practices which will go a long way in successful contribution of real estate to the economy. And of course, 30,000 realtors in India is an achievement in itself. And from here on, it's only going to go bigger and better. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to request Professor Dr. P.S.N. Rao, Chairman, National Association of Realtors, India, to speak a few words on this occasion.
Honorable K. Pradeep Chandra ji, Special Secretary to the Government of Telangana for Industry, Commerce and Mines, and Commissioner for Industrial Promotion. Dr. S.K. Joshi, Special Secretary, about something called Skill India. So if you have to skill India, then I think we have a few hundred skilled people sitting here, and we as NAR India want to skill not just a few hundreds, but then thousands and thousands of people across the entire country, because this is going to be one of the largest employers. It is very easy to get into this, and it is very easy to get out of this, so no barriers to entry or exit, and therefore this is a very good place where you can do employment, self-employment, and you can make a living. Therefore, the three messages which our Prime Minister has given to us is skill, scale and speed. These are the three things which Modi ji wants. People should have skills with them, and then we have to scale up. You just can't have a few people who are providing good skills, but then you have to talk about a large scale. And then you also have to be fast, you have to be quick. So speed is also very important. So NAR India fits into the overall agenda of this country, and we have two representatives of the government sitting here. So we fit into the agenda of nation building, and I think that's a very proud moment for 10,000 brokers. These are only mere numbers, but what is the quality of these? So that is where I think we can play a very meaningful role, and I will strongly urge the senior government officials to please give us an opportunity for closer discussions on this, and we can help the building of Telangana. That is our contribution to Telangana. And of course, brand Hyderabad. Yes, that's why we have come all the way here. People from 26 cities have all assembled in Telangana, because we want to build Telangana. We want to build this brand. Hyderabad is a brand which is very well known everywhere.
Climate change and other global environmental issues. As a member of the Indian Administrative Service with over 2.5 decades of relevant experience at various levels, he has impeccable credentials of working in the areas of management of water resources, information technology and communications, environment, energy, sustainable development and public administration. Can we please request him to address the gathering?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your kind words. It's indeed honor to be among friends and friends who are visiting Hyderabad from different parts of country. It's indeed welcome to Hyderabad on behalf of Government of Telangana. It is just like a baby, 4 or 5 months old. So we wish you all your good wishes and efforts in reviving the state. I think Professor Rao mentioned 3 things: skill, scale, speed. I mean, all of you in your own right are performing human service to whichever city, whichever part of country you come from, and contributing to the national wealth creation. Many of you are members of, I would say luckier ones are the members of the national association, state associations, or maybe metropolitan associations. But a large number of your brothers and sisters who are unsung hero and heroines work in small towns and cities. And they also provide the same services. So I would say skill upgradation of your brothers and sisters who are not as fortunate but doing. So I would urge National Association to ensure that kind of framework is provided where all of you realtors are associated in one way or the other. Second thing is scale. It's your interpretation. My interpretation is, yes, in a country like India, we have setbacks, we have all those things, but now the things are looking up. So whatever we are doing, whether it's a residential space, a commercial space, or entertainment, education, there is tremendous scope for scaling up of our operations. So this is the second venue where this national associations and HRA can perform a very important role. Speed. Now that is the most critical aspect. Government is known as a speed breaker or hindrance. So a person coming from the governmental background talking about speed, you may find it slightly amusing, and I can see your reactions. I think this is high time, and this message is for us, for my colleagues, to ensure that speed is accelerated, it is not hampered. I can say on behalf of whatever small period we have, about 4 months, my colleague will tell more about single window clearances. And in fact, I have a reservation about a word called clearances. We should encourage whichever endeavor people, whether you want to set up industry, whether you want to set up a residential complex or commercial complex, why should you need clearances? It should be a window to encourage facilitate or encourage the investor, the developer, the risk taker, the entrepreneurs. So I think we are moving in that direction. My own portfolios, we have come out with energy policy, we are talking about solar energy, we are talking about so many things. As far as urban development is concerned, we would, Professor Rao, I assure you, we would be perhaps one of the first states to carry out. But I was told that national level there is a reservation about the regulator bills. So once if there is a consensus, I can assure you on behalf of Government of Telangana that we would be the first state to enact this kind of legislation. So I would not take much of your time. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I wish to see that those guests who are coming from other parts of country have a pleasant stay, and you will find Hyderabad a really global destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joshi, first of all, for being present here. I'm sure we couldn't have got a better individual representing the state who could talk about ideating about urbanization and the ideas that you've given. I'm sure all of us will take it forward. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to hear it from our chief guest. But before I invite him to the podium, allow me to share something about him. Shri K. Pradeep Chandra, IAS Special Chief Secretary to Government for Industry, Commerce, Mines and Commissioner for Industrial Promotion, Government of Telangana, is an IAS officer of the 1982 batch. He is a graduate in Mechanical Engineering from the IIT Madras and has an MBA from IIM Calcutta. He recently acquired a PhD degree in Public Administration from the University of Southern California, Los Angeles. Shri Pradeep Chandra has published a number of articles in prestigious journals like the Public Administration Review, the Journal for Public Affairs Education, and the Journal of the Institute of Public Enterprises. His papers have been accepted by international conferences in Netherlands and South Africa. He was selected as a member of Pi Alpha Alpha, the prestigious honor society for students of public affairs and administration in the United States. He has worked as a district collector in the districts of Visakhapatnam and Guntur. He has also worked as Director of Technical Education, Executive Director of the AP Industrial Development Corporation Limited, Managing Director of the State Scheduled Caste Cooperative Finance Corporation, Secretary to Government in the Finance Department and Commissioner of Inquiries. He is currently posted as a Special Chief Secretary, Department of Industries and Commerce and Commissioner of Industrial Promotion, Government of Telangana. Sir, may we please request you to address the gathering.
Mr. Bagra, President, National Association of Realtors, Professor Dr. P.S.N. Rao, Chairman of the National Association of Realtors, Mr. Vijay Sarthi, President-elect of the National Association of Realtors and President of Hyderabad Realtors Association, my colleague, Mr. Joshi, dear friends, all the participants in this very exciting event. I welcome you all to this historic city of Hyderabad. It's more than 400 years old, known for its hospitality, and it's been one of the oldest planned cities, planned since about 400 years. So I think it's very appropriate that we are holding this meeting here, and I welcome all of you to this historic city. This entire concept of a Realtors Association is, I think, very significant considering the time that we are in. I was recently in Bombay, and I was speaking to one of the top industry groups who are also into some kind of a real estate development. And I asked them, I said that what do you think is the biggest problem which is facing the real estate construction property sector in India? And the lady who was the managing director of their real estate division, she told me that one of the bigger problems is professionalism in the field. And I think a number of speakers before me have also addressed that issue. So I think she hit the nail right on the head. That's a huge problem for us. If you take a drive down anywhere along the 33 radial roads of the outer ring road of Hyderabad, you will see a number of places, where there will be small boards. Plots for sale is a very common kind of a thing. And it will be a small shed, it may be one mulgi somewhere. And these people are all dealing with real estate. And we really don't know, as a layperson who may be interested in buying property, whether these people are reliable? What kind of plots are they showing? What kind of rates are we talking about? Is that reflective of, am I going to get ripped off if I go there? You know, a lot of questions keep arising, and I think the only solution to that kind of a question which is in the minds of the consumer is professionalism. You have mentioned that the NRA India is part of the global NRA, especially based out of the United States. And we do know that in the United States, this is a highly organized and a professional association with members who have to go through some training. They have to pass an exam. They have to be licensed. The license is not permanent. It's every 3 years you got to get it renewed. You have to rewrite exams before you got to go for renewals. And you have to take insurance so that you you can protect it against being sued. Realtors can get sued for providing wrong information or anything which goes wrong with the properties. And these are some of the things which are associated with the profession of realtors, and therefore when you walk into Remax, as somebody here showed me a card in the US or any other similar agency, you know that I'm dealing with somebody whom I can rely upon. And most of the time you may not even see the seller. You just simply deal with the realtor, you sign the documents are signed, and you come back. And the brokerage is also fixed. It's not a variable brokerage. You know that the buyer has to pay, the buyer's broker gets 3%, the seller's broker gets 3%, that's it. That's the fixed amount of 6% which the buyer has to pay from his sale proceeds. So that's the kind of confidence that professionalism actually builds into a system of the professional realtors. And I do believe that we have to head into that direction and not depend upon the plots for sale person sitting on the roadside. We talked about Professor Rao said that easy exit and entry and exit. And I don't think that's the way to go. Fly-by-night operators are easy come, easy go. This has to be a permanent solution. And somebody who has come into the realtor profession has to stay the long course. You simply can't say business is down, I'm quitting this year, and I'll come back when the business is good. It's not going to happen. If this has to be a professional field, I think you have to be here for the long run, be for the long haul, be prepared to take the ups and downs, and make sure that the public is the one who gets the best service. It doesn't matter what the market is. It will always, in the long trend is always upwards. There may be dips in a couple of years, but the long-term trend is always upwards. So I think that's where we need to go. We need to have a real professional organization with people whom we can trust and whom we know that have done the due diligence on all the properties, and that the buyer simply goes and says that, look, I'm here, I want to buy this, and sign on the dotted line and be confident that the property which was promised is delivered as it is, and you can simply go and walk in and occupy, whether it's a land or a building, whatever it is, it doesn't really make a difference. And I think we are on the way. It's very heartening to see the Hyderabad Realtors Association as well as the National Realtors Association working on it. It's very heartening to see a very solid presence here from about 27 cities across the country, and also the local people from Hyderabad. Professor Rao said that why is this gentleman from the Industries Department participating in this event as a chief guest? I will tell you why. A lot of people do not know about it. The title for today's meeting was Synergy. Synergy means that there has to be partnership. 2 + 2 = 5. And one of the about 3 months back, we were expecting a large industrial group to come to Telangana state, and I was the person to call the Hyderabad Realtors Association people and say, look, we're trying to get these people. Do you guys have lands to show them? Mr. Vijay Sarthi and Bala Vinod were the two who came to my office, and then we talked about it. And that was, I don't think any other industry secretaries ever spoken to any of the realtors associations anywhere in the country. Because we strongly in partnerships. My colleague Shailendra has already talked about it. We do believe in partnerships, and I said that the development of the new state does not take place. We are very rightly poised. Let's be professional about it. One bad apple can spoil the entire basket. So when and we're getting a lot of these outside companies, we get a lot of multinationals who are in the IT business. So we need to send them a positive message saying that if you deal with us, you are going to get the best deal possible. And that's the message we want to get. We don't want them to feel that I'm going to get ripped off, or I may get misled by these people. I may end up paying more than what is required to be paid. I think that is something which is a message we would not want to send. Let's be positive, and the state is here. The state, both the political and the administrative machinery of the state is here to support you and to partner with you to take Telangana on a new trajectory of growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And what can we say? I think today's theme of synergy, the credit also goes to you, and thank you for taking the initiative of connecting HRA with Government of Telangana. I think it's for spearheaders like him, ladies and gentlemen, that people like us are inspired to be committed and dedicated to giving the best. So thank you very much, sir, for that. On this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely happy to present a prominent developer from Pune, Kolte Patil, who is also a potential investor in our beloved city of Hyderabad. I would like to invite Mr. Rishikesh Pillai, AVP, Channel and Direct Sales, Kolte Patil Developers Limited, to showcase the company. May I please invite Mr. Rishikesh Pillai to join us on stage.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, host, for having us over. I will, Rakesh, how much time do I have? 30 minutes? Okay, just joking. No, I'll not eat into much of your time. How many of you heard my name? How many? Anybody from the last seat who can recollect my name? Rishikesh Pillai. Okay. No prizes for it, sir, sorry, but just trying to ensure that some of you at least remember my name. My name is Rishikesh. I have with me my colleague Sunita, and both of us representing an organization called Kolte Patil Developers Limited. Again, how many of us have heard of this organization's name? Very good. The lesser the better, the more I talk. That's the only drawback to it. The lesser you know, the more I talk, is what I said. Okay. Then third part of it is, I represent a city called Pune. Pune previously, now called Pune, P-U-N-E. How many of you have been to Pune? Sizable amount of people. That means I speak less about Pune per se. Okay, the agenda of the presentation is very simple. I talk a bit about Pune, a bit about Kolte Patil and what we do and why are we here. So, do I get a clicker? I'm sorry for all this tak-jak, just that I'm a salesman at heart, and also that I've been a professor at some point of time in my life, therefore walking around and talking around and clicking around. How far does this work from? Okay. Pune has been a sort of cultural capital for the state of Maharashtra. It has been in parts of history close to probably as old as Hyderabad has been, 400 odd years. 400 odd years is what, 500 odd years is what Pune would have been in the history books. So the growing up, we would have heard about Shivaji and Tanaji and all the stories related to it. All that happened in primarily about 1500s, 1600s. But Pune as a city is a very quaint, very simple, kind of relaxed city. It comes as very surprising because it's in the closest bigger metro which is to it, which is next to Pune, is Bombay. Bombay is extremely a fast-paced life, very dense life, and extremely tough living conditions per se. Person leaves home at 8 o'clock in the morning, comes back at 9 o'clock in the night, but extremely good stuff they do over there. Pune as a city has developed primarily on the backbone of education. It has been educationally a hub of education which attracts a lot of talent across the country. Over the 90s, when the Sorry. So education has been, in short, the backbone of everything. I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Pune has education has been the backbone of the city, which has led to culturally it being a strong employment generating city. Initially, it used to be as a manufacturing hub. The Tatas and the Bajaj of the world started setting up shop in Pune, and by virtue of having a large production facility, they also had a lot of ancillary support in and around their organizations, which led to Pune and its suburbs growing as an automobile and a production related hub. Over the later years, IT has been the greatest employment generator. It has been the third largest IT hub in the country, and it continues to grow at a very rapid pace. Besides that, Pune has been also in the news for all the right reasons, in terms of getting good publicity, in terms of living standards, in terms of civic amenities, in terms of social life, in terms of security of life, especially to female gender. And it has generated a lot of positive vibes around in that place. Some of the recent developments have been the Japan External Trade Organization and MIDC have signed up a pact for development, joint development. Union budget talks about an agri-biotech cluster in Pune. There has been always this, the budget talks about smart cities. Surroundings have a couple of townships, or not a couple, actually quite a few townships which are bordering on the same principles as a smart city, and which has been now in existence for at least about 4 or 5 years. The graphs basically show how our housing trends have been in Pune. Fairly decent in terms of appreciation. I will put a caveat in here, I am not comparing it to Hyderabad. Hyderabad has its own positive chant to it, and get us better accountability in the system, and all ensuring that the customer is to gain from it. So SEBI is a monitor who looks after capital markets. It's taken care of. It takes care of all the investor intentions to it. We are the only, or we are one of the top 10 listed companies today, which makes us accountable to the market. We have been happy, been successful in ensuring that our investors have been equally rewarded. Currently, the stock trading at about 185, 190 odd rupees. 2 years back, it was languishing at about 38, 39 rupees. How have we been able to achieve that? It has been a long journey, incorporated in 91, listed in 2007, went through the ups and downs. A family-run business, now being handed over to professionals. So we have a CEO, Sujay, who was erstwhile with JLL, came over, JLL and handling capital markets, came over and took over as our CEO. Half of our board members are not family members. We have ensured that there is a high intake of human capital, not only from the industry, from outside the industry also, with a view of expanding the scope. So what I'm doing over here is a part of that endeavor. And in the making, we have grown from a partnership company in 91 to a full-fledged company. Currently, we have delivered over 1 crore square feet, out of which primarily 7.5 million square feet have happened in Pune alone. We have a multi-city presence, Bangalore being the other half. Mumbai is a recent foray, and Goa is our most recent entry about 6 months back. Totaling about 1 crore square feet, converted into number of houses, it's about close to about 8,000 or 9,000 odd houses per se. Traditionally been an affordable segment developer, now in a position to expand and provide solutions across the city and across price segments. This is a Pune city map, and this is our representation of where all we are present for the last 25 years, close to about 30% cost to sales ratio, ensuring that there is a better value for the investor. Products across categories. Masters from a prestigious place called the Indian School of Gachibowli, and prior to the new HRA formation, and hoping to meet all of you at various forums and more often from here onwards. Thank you so much, and all the best. Good night.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rishikesh Pillai. In the same line of thought, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a minute and a half of yours to showcase a small film, a small audiovisual on one of our partners, Beam Telecom. Can we have the AV, please? Thank you for your patience, here, ladies and gentlemen. May I please request our dignitaries to kindly join us on stage. We're going to have a small felicitation process here. Sir, can we please request you to join us on stage back? We're going to take a few moments, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciate and acknowledge the past executive committees of erstwhile APRA, now Hyderabad Realtors Association, for their efforts and commitment by honoring their respective presidents and founder secretary. Can I request our founder president, Mr. D. Sridhar Reddy, to kindly join us on stage and accept a token of our appreciation. May I request our chief guest, Mr. K. Pradeep Chandra, to felicitate Mr. D. Sridhar Reddy. May I call upon Founder Secretary Mr. Shailendra Singh to kindly join us on stage and offer appreciation. May I request Dr. S.K. Joshi to felicitate him. I'd like to call upon Mr. Aju Thomas to kindly come on stage and accept his memento. May I request Professor Dr. P.S.N. Rao to felicitate Mr. Aju Thomas. And last but not the least, may I please call upon our immediate past president, Mr. Raj Padmanabhan, to kindly come on stage. And I request Professor H.L. Bagra to felicitate Mr. Raj Padmanabhan. Thank you to all the dignitaries for doing the honors. We are now going to witness the launch of the all-new website of Hyderabad Realtors Association, ladies and gentlemen. May I request our guest of honor, Dr. S.K. Joshi, to launch the all-new HRA website. May I request Mr. Sarath Kumar Junala, Secretary HRA, to kindly join us on stage and accompany Dr. S.K. Joshi for the same. So here we have Dr. S.K. Joshi. So you just need to press the button and the
Thank you. Welcome to all the guests and the members of Hyderabad Realtors Association. Just to give the overview of, we wanted to create a website which represents the brand Hyderabad, which represents the new age real estate professional. It is a responsive website which is customized for both mobile and web platforms. It is interactive and dynamic. Interactive as such, which flow of the information in a dynamic stage and keep all the members connected to it. We wanted it to be a more resourceable to keep members and stakeholders updated. Coming up with new option into the website, which will be a payment gateway, wherein every member can actually renew their memberships online itself. And wherein it actually, you can send us application saying that, if any new member actually interested to join into our HRA, Hyderabad Realtors Association, it's a process where actually we have the application which is inbuilt. We want it to be important resources for the people who are associated with the real estate industry. Please check our website and stay updated. Thank you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sarat, for introducing us to the website, the all-new website of HRA. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd now like to take a few moments here to appreciate the hard work done by the present committee in this entire initiative and today's evening. First, I'd like to invite once again Mr. Sarit Kumar Junala, Secretary HRA, and may I request our chief guest, Sri Pradeep Chandra, to felicitate Mr. Sarit Kumar Junala. Can we please give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen? So all these names of committee members, as I announced, have worked really hard day in and day out to make this initiative happen. So please let's hear it for each and every one of them. Calling upon Mr. Mohan Kumar, Treasurer HRA. Sir, you will have to felicitate others too. Mr. Mukesh Mewada, Member Management Committee HRA. I'm sure we can do a little better, everyone. Hyderabad. Mr. Rakesh Sadam, Member Management Committee HRA. Mr. Bala Vinod, Member Management Committee HRA. And Mr. P. Srinivas, Member Management Committee HRA. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. We'd also like to acknowledge certain members for their special efforts in helping and supporting putting this entire event together. I'd request Mr. Vijay Sarthi to felicitate them. Firstly, Mr. Sumant Reddy for his excellent support in setting up HRA's new website. And of course, the video, the Hyderabad Realtors Association audiovisual was also done by him. Thank you, Mr. Suman, for great work. May I call upon Mr. Amar Srinivas for contributing most positively towards encouraging more members to join HRA. Mr. Amar Srinivas. Yes. Mr. Sarthi, please felicitate Mr. Amar Srinivas. Our program wouldn't have been a success without the support of our sponsors, our lead sponsor, Beam Telecom. May I request Mr. Rupal, Head of Community Business, Beam Fiber Act, Hyderabad, to kindly come on stage and receive a token of our appreciation. May I request Mr. Vijay Sarthi to do the honors. Hyderabad, I want to hear a little more cheer here, please. Come on. Our co-sponsor, Kolte Patil, once again inviting Mr. Rishikesh Pillai. A Another co-sponsor, K. Raheja Corp. May I invite Mr. B. Ravindranath, Head of Operations Hyderabad, to receive a token of appreciation. And may we also have Mr. Anand on stage to kindly receive a token of our appreciation. Mr. Anand. Is he here amongst us? Okay, we'll move forward. A very special thanks to Ms. Sheetal of KW Conferences for her unending efforts in putting up the entire event so seamlessly. I request Mr. Vijay Sarthi to kindly felicitate Ms. Sheetal of KW Conferences. And now I request Mr. Vijay Sarthi to present a moment